Okay, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. All right, on the weekend we saw a big fight. Well, although it lasted like 30 odd seconds, Johnny Fisher, Bosh from Romford, right? The Romford Bull, Johnny Fisher took on Alan the Savage Babbage. 30 something seconds, quick knockout. I'm going to get straight to the point. What did we learn from this fight? We learned nothing from this fight because Babbage had already been stopped by an average Rosinski. Rosinski stopped by Lawrence Okoli recently. I believe it's in one round. Johnny Fisher then goes on, fights Alan Babbage, stops him in 30 seconds at the copper box. Bosh. So look, right, Johnny Fisher, you can see Eddie Hearn there. I haven't seen Eddie Hearn this happy. I haven't seen him this happy. I have to look far back as to probably when Anthony Joshua beat Charles Martin, right? I ain't seen Anthony Joshua this happy. Anthony Joshua. I mean Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn is over the moon. You can see him even after the interview, the post-fight interview. He was contradicting himself, saying Johnny Fisher's world level and stuff like that. He's world level. Trust me, he's going to go far. And then the interview asked him, so how far can Johnny Fisher go? Do you reckon he can go to world level? And he goes, well, it's very hard to say. I'm like, Eddie, I thought you said he's world level. You got to make your mind up here. Right, so Eddie Hearn's confusing his words and everything. Apologies, that's my air fryer in the background. Got to get my food ready. Bosh! Eddie Hearn, right? He's tongue-tied. He's over the moon. He don't know what to say. He's obviously ecstatic that he's got a new guy, Johnny Fisher, who carries a big crowd with him and probably will do big numbers. I said to a lot of my friends who are casual boxing fans, look out for Johnny Fisher. Remember the name because, you know, you're going to hear about him in the next 18 months. If you watch boxing, especially heavyweight boxing, and you're in the UK, you're going to hear Johnny Fisher's name being called 24/7. So if we look at what's in sight for Johnny Fisher, we look at the likes of David Adeleye, who lost to Fabio Wardley recently. I think that'll be a good opponent for Fisher, Johnny Fisher, his next good opponent. We've obviously got Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark, who are the top of the food chain when it comes to domestic level heavyweight boxing in the UK. And what I wanted to see against Babbage was, can Johnny Fisher contend with these guys? Now, listen, I want to give a shout out to Loz D, my brother Loz D, Punch Out TV. He made a video, and I commented in the video section asking how far can Johnny Fisher go. Loz is big on Johnny Fisher, as is the rest of the country, and as is Eddie Hearn. I say he hits hard. He's a good puncher. He hits hard. Looks like he hits extremely hard. He's not afraid to let his hands go, as we saw Anthony Joshua earlier on in his career. But defensively, what have we learned defensively? I don't believe we've learned anything. I want to see Johnny in a competitive fight before I really start to say how far he can go and where he can go. I want to see him in a competitive fight. I mean, you could put him in there with the likes of David Adeleye, maybe even Wardley, and without gauging him properly, you don't know what you're going to see, right? He could go in there and he could actually lay out a couple of these guys and be like, whoa, what have we got here? Or he could go and he could struggle and he could see a few weaknesses in Johnny Fisher. And maybe if the weaknesses get seen too early, it might not be a good thing because then the other heavyweights will pick up on this, like they smell like a wolf smells blood. And, you know, they'll start to work on the weaknesses of Johnny Fisher, and he might get found out before he even gets anywhere near world level. Do you understand? I mean, so he's got to be careful how to match him up in the near future coming up to the heavyweight division. But anyway, look, can he beat any of these guys? I don't want to really say anything at the moment now because I don't want to say whether he can beat these guys at the moment because he's largely untested. And the Babbage fight showed us nothing, really. I want to see him in a competitive fight. David Adeleye could be a good fight. You know, the guy that Fabio Wardley beat recently. That would be a good stepping stone. We might be able to gauge because I think Adeleye, you know, he can see he's a very fiery character from Ladbroke Grove, West London. You know, he's on the roadman thing, and he feels like he's got something to prove. I believe he was embarrassed against Wardley. All the talking that he'd done, and eventually he came out and didn't produce much. Wardley, I believe, is quicker on his feet than Johnny Fisher, a bit more elusive. likes to get around the ring a lot more, I believe, than Johnny Fisher would. So I think Adeleye probably found it hard with Wardley. Can't pin him down. But Fisher's not going nowhere. He's going to stand in front of you and fight. So I think that's what Adeleye wants. I think that'd be a good fight. Adeleye versus Fisher for me next. I know Adeleye might be on the Boxer. We're over there with Boxer and Sky. So maybe we could get on a Saudi card. You know, Adeleye versus Fisher on a Saudi card. I think that'd be a good fight. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, whether you think that'd be a good fight. But I think it won't be a bad fight. Adeleye versus Fisher, a next step up fight for Fisher, and Adeleye needs to prove it to the rest of the boxing UK boxing public that he is actually a top heavyweight in the UK. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do us a favor, smash the like button, hit that bell for notifications so we get all the new latest videos.